tempering your own chocolate at home can sometimes be a little scary, but Thomas from Lindt is here to show us it can actually be done. As the master chocolatier of Lindt, of course you know how to do this with your eyes closed.
Look, it has, as you said, it can be a little bit daunting for people. And really tempering, we need to temper chocolate to actually get that sort of firm snap into chocolate again.
That's what it is.
So if we're melting,
isn't it?
exactly. So if we're melting chocolate down, we just sort of need to bring that structure back if we want to make something like what we're doing. We're making little buttons with some lovely little ingredients on top, but we want the chocolate to set again.
Okay.
So that just means that we need to put that structure back into the chocolate. So I'll show you a really easy way. So these are different ways of tempering chocolate. You may have seen chefs spreading it all over the table, and that's really just to cool down the chocolate and massage the chocolate as well. But we're actually going to use something called the direct method. So all our chocolate is perfectly tempered. It comes perfectly tempered as you buy it from us. So once we actually just gently melt it and not go above a certain temperature, will be sweet and we'll have a perfectly tempered chocolate. So all we need to do is basically chop the chocolate relatively small, and that just helps to melt it nice and evenly.
And I can see that you're using a metal bowl. Is there a reason for that?
I find glass bowls or thicker bowls, like ceramic bowls, actually hold the temperature a little bit too much and can take your chocolate past the temperature that we need. So you need something that sort of, transfers heat relatively quickly.
Right.
So plastic or even stainless steel actually works really quite well for that.
Nice little tip. And I can also see you using a serrated knife. This is a trick you showed me, and I always do this with my chocolate now. Why use a serrated knife as opposed to a standard chef's knife?
I just find chocolate is relatively firm when it's actually at the proper temperature, so it's nice and crisp. But when you use a straight-edged knife, they sort of tend to fly everywhere a little bit. And serrated knife just makes nice and small little pieces ready to go straight into the bowl. But yeah, that's just, I find it a little bit easier and cleaner to use a serrated one. Okay, just straight onto the heat, and always stir it as well as soon as you put it on there. That's really important. What we want to look for is that, you can sort of see it, is maybe half of the chocolate is melted and the rest of it is still in sort of chunks. So it's almost time to pull it off. Because what people don't tend to realize, when chocolate is actually tempered, dark chocolate is at 32 degrees Celsius. So it's actually cooler than our body temperature. So it needs to be cold to touch when chocolate is tempered. So that's why a lot of people just tend to heat it too much.
And this is where you need to be patient, just constantly stir it and just allow those small little pieces to slowly melt.
But of course, you don't actually need to temper chocolate when you're making a chocolate cake or a ganache or something. So you really only need to do this process when you want the chocolate to have the same attributes as it is in the packet. So that nice sheen, the firm snap, and really just sort of wanted to have it, in a firm sort of state again, I think. Okay, I think we're pretty close. So all our chocolate has gone, and what you can actually see as well is like tempered chocolate sort of sits up a little bit, so you actually have a bit of texture.
Yep.
What we're going to do is actually make some little mendiants, which is mendiant is basically like a little chocolate drop that we're just going to top with something delicious. So different things. We can use spices and fruits. We had a couple of nice little selections here, but it's basically like a really good way of using up a little bit of extra tempered chocolate. If you have anything left over, you can just use that, pop it into a piping bag, or you can just spoon it onto a tray as well. Yeah. You can make like a large sheet of like a bark, I guess, as well, or a chocolate slab.
I like how you've done that with just the baking paper.
Just the baking paper. I think sometimes you actually get a nice sort of round nozzle down the bottom. Yeah. Then with a plastic bag, when you cut it, you sort of tend to get like a little oval shape, and it's harder to pipe a round little mouth. So then you can do any shape, but traditional is just maybe something like a 20-cent coin.
Little buttons.
Button, exactly.
Look at the gloss on that. I think
that's what we want.
That
and we want that gloss as well once the chocolate sets. So that's really important. Then we can ready to actually top these as well.
Yep.
So I would go for maybe a bit of pistachio, beautiful colour. We got some freeze-dried strawberries, maybe some wild blueberries, so nice and tart. And maybe a little bit of orange. So I just have some orange peel that we just blanched in some sugar syrup. Now, what would you like on yours?
Well, I was going to choose the same. No. I like the idea of apricot and chocolate, which I haven't tried before.
Absolutely. Actually, really nice combination.
What have you got over here?
These are black sesame. Black sesame and chocolate. It gives that really sort of nice earthy kind of flavour. Let's put a little bit of that on.
This is a really great idea to get the family involved, a little activity to do. Temper your chocolate the foolproof way. This way is just incredible. And then have all of these different ingredients on hand to make your own customised chocolate to have as a gift.
Perfect little gift.
For yourself, really.
Absolutely.
Why don't we try some,
A little bit of almond on there.
Yeah, a little bit of almond. Well, let's make a few more of these. And do we allow them to set?
Absolutely. Put them in the fridge for 5-10 minutes until the chocolate is set fully, and then you're ready to go. But eat them out of the fridge, so at room temperature. That's where they're delicious. So let's keep making some.
Yes. Maybe some orange.
Orange.
Thomas, they look fantastic. I love the colour palette with the pink and the pastel green. Very pretty.
Cute, aren't they? And they're really nice and glossy, and a good indication as well as if they come away nicely from the baking paper as well.
I can hear as you tap them onto the plate, it's going to have a good snap.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah. And I see myself making these at Christmas, giving them to my friends, or just bringing them out after the long Christmas lunch with a little short black. What a great treat to have.
You could put, you know, like
lunch.
Gingerbread biscuits, crumbs on there as well. So it's really, you can do whatever you like with these. So that's the beautiful thing with these. So have you got an eye on one of them to try?
Funny you say that, because I'm like, oh, which one? But I think I'm going to go with this one right here, the blueberry orange pistachio. I think I like that combination. Have a taste.
And of course you can make this in milk chocolate, white chocolate, anything you like.
It's like a little button of joy right there. It's so good. Of course, the flavours with the chocolate, fantastic, but the chocolate, that little bite that you get, that little snap, as we've said, really makes this quite special.
It's good to use the 70%, just get a nice strong chocolate flavour, and it really sort of highlights what we put on top.
We might have to make another batch, because that's for me.
Let's get busy.